It's Independence Day. Happy Independence Day, everybody. Today we're going to celebrate by creating some little stars, red, white, and blue, of course. If you didn't know, here in the United States we celebrate Independence Day with lots of stars and lots of stripes, lots of red, white, and blue, and lots of fireworks. So get your hook and yarn and I'll meet you at the craft table. Okay, everybody, so this is the star that we're going to make today. It's got 5 clusters around the ring, and then from there we're going to make some chain spaces in between each of those clusters so that we can build our points. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to need, of course, is your hook. I'm using this 5.5 millimeter hook. Let's see if you can see that. 5.5 millimeter. I just started using these hooks. It's kind of neat. It's flat. It's called Waves. That's the brand name. Really like it. I'm just going to use this acrylic yarn. Some scissors. And of course the darning needle. Thumb and forefinger. Wrap it up this way, wrap it back down the other way to make a clear X. Go under the X, grab that strand and pull it up. That's when I hold on to there. Pull that through, and I pull it down a little bit, nice and tight. And there's our ring. Okay. So from there we're going to chain up 2 more. And that is going to count for our first double crochet in this cluster. We're going to make 5 clusters. So there's the first, here's the second double crochet, and here's the third double crochet. So that makes 1 double crochet cluster. Now from there we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to make another cluster of 3 double crochets. So wrap the yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. Repeat that. Oops. And repeat it once more. All right, chain 3. 3 double crochets, so 1, 2, and 3. Chain 3. 3 more double crochets. Chain 3, and 3 more double crochets. I don't know if you've ever tried to crochet looking into the viewfinder of a camera, but it's kind of tricky. But if I don't, I find myself going out of the frame, so that's not helpful either. Okay, so I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochet clusters. I'm going to chain 3 more, and we're going to join with our first chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. So we're just going to slip stitch into the top. Pull that through. Now, because we've done the magic ring, we're going to pull that, cinch that up, and make it nice and tight. I like to use 2 hands for this. And you can kind of already see our star forming. This is where our points are going to be. Okay. Right, back into the loop. Now, because we are way over here, we have 2 choices. We can either build into this one, or we can build into this one. It really doesn't matter. Either way, we're going to come to a spot where we need to slip stitch our way over to here. Because if I just jump over here, it's going to look very weird and have a big hole. So if you look at the top of your stitches, you can see the spots where we're going to slip stitch. We're going to slip stitch right in here. There's one, and there's one more there. So let's wiggle that. Whoops, my goodness. Let's wiggle that in there to that stitch. Sometimes they're tricky when they're on the end. Okay, so we've slip stitched our way over there. That basically means that we just put a little slip stitch on top of these stitches. And now we're in our right position. So the first thing we're going to do is single crochet into the chain 1 or the chain 3 space. So single crochet. Now we're going to double crochet. Whoops. Let me try that again. Double crochet. And now we're going to treble crochet. So we're going to wrap it twice. And I'm using American terms. You can probably figure that out just from watching what I'm doing. So we're going to pull through those 2 loops, pull through those 2 loops, and pull through those 2 loops. I do have a tutorial for how to do single crochet, double crochets, and treble crochets, and I will leave the links to you either up in the cards or I can put them at the end of the video. Okay, so we've got our single crochet, double crochet, treble crochet. So we're going up to the top of the point. Now we're going to come back down. So we're going to do a double crochet, and a single crochet. Now these aren't going to be super pointy. They're going to be kind of a rounded point. Okay, so now we're back here again at one of these clusters. So we need to slip stitch into the top of these stitches to get into position to make our single, double, and trebles. So you see there's 1, 2, 3 of them. So we're going to slip stitch through each of them. There's 1. And there's 2. And here comes the last one, number 3. Sounds trickier than it is. It's really pretty simple. Okay, so now we're in position and we're going to do our single crochet. Oops. Our double crochet. Treble crochet. Double crochet, and single crochet. Oops. And here we are again. Now we need to do our slip stitches along the top of this cluster. There's 1. There's 2. And here's the one on the end that's always so tricky. Get in there. They're kind of stubborn. They don't like to be on the end, I guess. Oh, my goodness. I guess I pulled that one pretty tight. Okay. So now we're going to go back into our single, whoops, almost did double. Single crochet, double crochet, treble crochet, double crochet, and single crochet. Now I was just thinking, if you didn't want so much of a hole here under your points, you could probably get away with doing 2 or maybe even 1 chain stitch, and that would make this space here smaller. So we'll have to give that a try. I just thought of it. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our slip stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Good, that one wasn't as stubborn. Single crochet, double crochet, treble crochet, double crochet, and single crochet. Look at that, we're almost to the end. Okay, let's do our slip stitches. Let's see if this one's going to be stubborn. It is stubborn. The last one in the line seems to always be the stubborn one. Come on. There we go. Oops. Okay. One more set. Single crochet, double crochet, treble crochet, oops, double crochet, and single crochet. And here we are back at the very beginning. I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch, and then I'm going to tie off. Oh my goodness, this one's stubborn too. Okay. So I'm just going to snip my yarn and pull that through. Pull it nice and tight. And I like to have the hole small. So when I'm all done, I like to really cinch it up tight. Doesn't seem to be going much tighter. There we go. Now to keep it tight, what I do is I use my darning needle and I just weave it in and out of the stitches and pull it nice and snug, and that usually holds it in. I don't normally tie it into a knot. I know some people tie it down super tight, and that's okay. I just like to avoid knots if I can. So I'll go one way and then I'll go back through the other way, really wiggling it into those tight stitches. Oh my goodness, I must have had a really tight tension on this little star today. Oh, and I've dropped my yarn. Oh my goodness. My goodness gracious. Try it again, Jules. Probably would have been better if I'd had a little longer tail. Okay, let's get in here. Pull this nice and tight. And I'll go back through one more time. I always do three times, as long as I have enough yarn. Sometimes I forget to keep a long tail and I don't have enough. There's tricks around that too, though. Okay, so that takes care of that first tail. We'll snip that down. And the same thing goes for this one. We're going to weave in the end. Or if you wanted to hang this, you could. Or you might even want to use that end. If you were going to sew this on as an applique onto like a bag or a hat or a headband, you might want to use that tail so that you have something to sew it in. But since I'm not sewing it into anything today, I'm just going to go ahead and weave that end in. And basically, I just look for a spot where there's a little cluster and kind of work my way to it, hiding in those stitches to hide the yarn. So I'll just go under these three or four, I guess there's 5 there really. Oops. And back the other way. And of course you have to find a spot where you haven't gone through already, otherwise you're just going to be pulling the yarn through the same place. It's not going to get you anywhere. From there I just pull it a little tight to snip it, and then I stretch it back out to hide it. There. And that's all there is to it. It's such a cute little star. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you do make these stars, please tell me what you're using them for in the comments. I'd love to hear it. You know, what would you put this on? Would you put this on a bag? Would you put this on a hat? Would you put it on a little headband? Maybe you could make a garland with these. They don't have to be used for patriotic purposes. It doesn't have to be for Independence Day. You could certainly use them as starfish, maybe. I think they'd be really cute for that. So yeah, I'd love to hear from you. So leave me a comment below. What are you going to use your little star for? Alrighty, and with that, I'm going to sign off. I'll see you in the next video.